Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. For those of you guys who are new, my name is Natalie and I run a stationery shop called DoodlesnTea. First of all, I wanted to say a big thank you to everyone who watched the first episode of Chit Chat with Nat. I got a lot of messages from you guys saying that you found it very helpful, and I'm really glad because that's the whole point of this series. For those of you guys who don't know, I started this series called Chit Chat with Nat where I share with you guys my life experience on any topic, and hopefully whatever I've experienced can help guide you guys if that's something that you're going through right now. For today's topic, this was voted by you guys on my community post, and if you guys want to vote for future videos, don't forget to subscribe to my channel because you'll see every community post that I post. So this video will be talking about burnout. And I decided to split this video into two parts. The first half of this video will be talking about two incidents where I experienced quite a huge burnout. And then the second part of this video will be talking about how I got through it, as well as some advice that I have for you guys if you feel like you're going through burnout right now, or you're entering the stages of going through burnout, or just to avoid burnout in general. So if you guys are interested, don't forget to like this video because that will help out my channel a lot. And let's get started. So the first story that I want to tell, this was around September, October of last year. I had just started a new part-time job, which is the job that I'm at right now. And I'd gotten to this point with DoodlesnTea where I was getting a steady amount of sales, but I also wanted to branch out a lot more. So at that point, I was working my part-time job, which is work from home. And it's not that there are too many hours, so it wasn't that bad. But I think it was just trying to adapt to a new environment, new rules, new workflows, and all of that that was a bit tiring for me. And at the same time, working on DoodlesnTea also meant creating new stickers, creating content for Instagram, creating content for YouTube, and during the summer of last year, I also started Patreon. And on top of that, I was also working on commission, and I was also offered to do video editing for my church back in the city that I went to university for. And I think with everything added together, it was just a lot of work. And here's the thing about commissions in my life. It's either I get no commissions, it's just silent for the whole time, or they all come at the same month. And I'm the type of person that really likes to have structure and routine in my life. I feel like it's a blessing and a curse, but some of the commissions that I got were in a way voluntold, like through word of mouth. People that knew me were like, hey, she does commissions, she can help you with that. And I'm sitting here going like, what? Like, I had my whole month already planned out. I knew when I was gonna do stuff already, and suddenly all these sudden commissions were coming in, and it just like threw me off so much. I have a hard time saying no to people as well, and I'll talk about this later after I share the second story. I just had a hard time saying no to people who were asking me if I wanted to do their commissions. And because of that, with all the stress of deadlines, trying to keep up with my own stuff, I had so many breakdowns. I had like, my anxiety was like off the charts every night. Like every time that I tried to go to sleep and I would lay down in my bed, close my eyes, all I could really think about was work. Now, the second experience I had was very similar to the previous one. This was actually at the end of January / beginning of February this year. So at this point, I had gotten used to my part-time job. I knew exactly how much time I had to allocate to working my part-time job. But again, this was one of those months where I had all the commissions come in at once. And at this point, I'm also not just stressed about work and commissions, but I shared this in some of my previous videos recently that DoodlesnTea hasn't been doing so well in terms of sales. So I was kind of freaking out about that, thinking like, oh, did I do something wrong? Commissions took longer than I had planned. It kept getting dragged on and on. And again, I was volunteered to do commissions from people that I knew, which again threw like a wrench into my plans. And because of that, I was behind on a lot of content creation for my social medias for DoodlesnTea. I was rushing Instagram posts, I was rushing YouTube content, and I was putting out stuff that I wasn't necessarily happy with, but I felt like I had to do because if I didn't, I would drop in the algorithm, which is already like a struggle that I feel like so many content creators have. And again, like I had very restless nights. I think this one was pretty bad, and I just could not sleep well for like a week or two. Because again, every time when it's like time to go to sleep and I close my eyes, my heart starts racing and all I can think about is work, like what hasn't been done, what needs to be done, the stuff that I'm doing isn't that good, I need to start all over again. So the reason why I have a hard time saying no to commissions isn't the fact that I'm afraid of losing connections to these people. It's honestly just this mental battle that I have with myself. For the longest time, I have been dealing with imposter syndrome, and I've always felt like the stuff that I create is not good enough. So I decided to tell myself that in order to combat my imposter syndrome, that I would say yes to commissions. I'm also at a point in my life where I'm trying to save money and earn more money because I have a wedding to fund for. And also, life after the wedding is going to cost a lot of money. I didn't want my fiance to feel this pressure and burden of having to earn everything or earn like a good chunk of it. I wanted to do whatever I can because with the shop stuff and with my part-time job, my hours and my pay are what people would call unstable. So I still wanted to do whatever I could to pitch in. And by taking on commissions, this is a chance for the name of DoodlesnTea to be branched out as well. But honestly, at some point, you really have to take a step back and think, is this all really worth the pain and the decline of your mental health for? The thing with running your own business is that you are your own boss. You can work once a week, or you can work 7 days a week. No one's gonna tell you otherwise. And at some point, I remember working 7 days a week just for DoodlesnTea. For both of these stories, I knew I was stressed. Like, every symptom of stress was something that I was experiencing, but at the same time, I felt like I had no time to be stressed. So I pushed away every symptom and I just kind of powered through it, and that's how I ended up in a really bad slump. And you may be asking, how did you get through this? Well, you know what I did? Get ready. I took a break. And that's it. You're probably watching this now thinking of like all the stories that I've told. You've probably been watching this for a couple of minutes now, maybe, if you're still here. And you're like, that's all you did? You took a break? And it's like, yeah, I took a break and I stepped away from everything. And surprisingly, it felt pretty good. Some of you may be watching this and thinking, well, I don't have time to take a break. I have so much stuff to do. But I can tell you, when your mental health, your physical health, and your emotional health is pretty much non-existent, taking a break is not a waste of time. At this point, when you're in such a slump and you're feeling so low, anything you really create, you're not going to be happy with, which is going to cause you even more stress and make you feel even more burnt out. For me, in February, I powered through all of my commissions and I kind of just sucked it up and went through it. Like I said, I ignored all my symptoms. But after that, I took a very long break. I took like a 2 to 3 week break from DoodlesnTea. This meant no Instagram posts, no YouTube videos, and no new stickers. And it was a time to just step away from everything and just live life and, breathe. It really wasn't easy at first. Like the first 3 or 4 days, I was on edge so much because all I could think about was, I am going to drop so much in the algorithm. I'm already dropping in the algorithm. And if I take this break and not post anything for so long, I'm going to be non-existent when I'm back. And I think that's another topic that I could talk about for Chit Chat with Nat. It's kind of the toxic relationship that we have with social media these days. But if you guys want me to talk about that, just leave it in the comments below. But you know what? When I took my break, everything was fine. Like, surprisingly, I feel like I gained more followers and subscribers on YouTube, Instagram, whatever, while I was gone, which completely defeats the purpose of the algorithm, but I don't know. Who knows how the algorithm works these days? And the strangest thing was, during my break, it didn't feel like I was wasting time. In fact, it felt like something that I really needed to do. And eventually, I started having the itch to draw again, and that's when I started picking up a pencil, picking up my eraser, grabbing my sketchbook, and start doodling again. Now, I understand for some of you guys that, maybe you can't take a break. Maybe you're working a full-time job, and taking a vacation randomly is just not something that's realistic. And for that, what I recommend is setting boundaries for yourself at work. Know what your job description is, and know that you are not doing tasks that aren't in your job description. You have the right to say no if you don't want to do it or you feel like you can't handle it. If you are a visual learner like myself, I would suggest writing down all the tasks that you have and then taking a look at your list, seeing what needs to be done first, prioritize it. Maybe something is due soon, and get those done first, take a break, and then start on the ones that are the next most important, and then take a break, and then work on everything else that you still have left. For me, I work an admin and social media management part-time job, and at first it was really stressful because I basically felt like I was on standby 24/7 because I had to always reply messages. And I felt very burnt out because it could be like 10 p.m. and I would be getting messages. And I'm the type of person where if I see the notification, I will think about it and I will want to reply it, even if it's like 10 p.m. or 11 p.m. So for me, the boundary that I set was that I no longer work weekends and I have all notifications muted after 8 p.m. So for me, if it's out of sight, it's out of mind, and then I can actually relax for the night. One of the goals that I had for 2021 is to recognize my stress symptoms and to act upon it and take more breaks and try to relax a bit more. Because for me, if my body is showing symptoms of stress, it's already too late. Like, I've already been stressed for way too long leading up to that. And that is also why, if you've noticed on my YouTube channel, I only upload once every 2 weeks in comparison to a lot of creators who upload at least once a week. And if you're someone who's trying to build your YouTube channel, a lot of people say you should upload at least once a week. But for me, I know that if I upload once a week, I'm going to be burnt out on YouTube so fast. And that is why I have personally stuck to the once every 2 week schedule, and I quite like it. I feel like it's very flexible with the amount of work that I have in general. Another break that I've given myself is that on Saturday nights, I will be playing video games with my fiance and with our friends. We've been doing this every Saturday night for a couple of months now, and for all of us, it's just a really great stress reliever because it is a chunk of time that we've scheduled out every week where we're not going to focus on work. We're not going to focus on whatever is going on in life. It's a time for us to just chill and play some games and escape the world, and it's just a great feeling to wind down for the weekend. And another thing that I have started implementing in the last couple of months, I feel like I started doing this after my burnout in the first story, is that I do not work on anything DoodlesnTea related or my part-time job related on Sundays. Sundays are my days to just do nothing, to, play some Animal Crossing on my Switch, to catch up on music videos, variety shows, whatever it is. Just nothing work related. And honestly, it's helped so much because it is a day where I have nothing due, I have no deadlines, and I can just tell myself, just relax and calm down. Also, I spend a lot of time with plant care on Sundays, and honestly, getting plants has helped me out a lot. These are just a few of my plants. I've got a few more like on the window over there. You guys have probably seen from my studio vlogs or from my Instagram posts. I have become one of those people who have started liking plants, but honestly, plant care has also really helped me as well. But yeah, I hope you guys found this video helpful. Don't forget to leave in the comments how you guys handle burnout or handles dealing with stress. And if you guys haven't already, don't forget to like this video and to subscribe to this channel. If you guys have any other topics actually that you would like for me to talk about in this series, don't forget to also leave that in the comments below. If you're someone that's going through burnout right now, I hope you guys don't put too much stress on yourself. It'll be okay. Either take a break, just walk away from it. Sometimes that's all that you really need. And with that, I hope you guys are taking care of yourself and that you're staying safe out there. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!